So now that we've taken a look at selection, we can modify our calculator that we started building when we were learning about functions. So now instead of getting our two numbers and printing out for the user all of addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division of the two numbers, we can add in the option that really allows them to go ahead and select one of these. So we're going to add in a statement called operation, which is what I'm naming my variable. And in this case, it's going to take it in as a string. So we don't really need to cast it as a float. We're just going to use the input function as is. And we're going to ask the user to either enter multiplication, addition, subtraction, multiplication, or division. And then based on this so now we have this variable that we can use in our selection statement to figure out which of these we want to use. So we can say if OP1 is equal to the plus sign, this means that the user wants addition. So we're just going to keep our addition in here. All right, elif, and if would be fine, although in this case they're only going to select one, so they're not going to have more than one. So we can go ahead and use elif. We have subtraction. So if the user is interested in subtraction, we're going to keep our code for subtraction. Elif OP is equal to multiplication. Then we're going to have our code for multiplication, and we only have 4 options. So if they didn't pick addition, subtraction, or multiplication, it's got to be division in this case. And so now this code works similarly to our code before, except now that the user can choose. So now a decision can be made. The computer can make a decision for us based on the input that the user has given us. So let's run this. All right, so we're going to enter our first number, and maybe it's 100, and our second number is maybe 10, and now we can choose one of these. So let's use division, and now we're going to say it's going to tell us 100 divided by 10 is 10. And so now we have the option of just getting one of those, and you could add in a third thing, right? We could say multiplication, or we could now add in modulo if we want to as well. So we could give the user the option to get modulo, and so we would just add in here another elif statement. OP1 is equal to modulo. Then let's see, I'm just going to borrow this statement, and I'm just going to change. So it prints out, it shows that it's mod, and we can create ourselves a new little function. So this is mod of 2 numbers, and we'll just have def mod 2 and 1 comma and 2. And we're going to return n1 mod 2. And then I can change this here to mod 2 with our user input 1 and user input 2, and I pretty easily extended the functionality of my program here. So maybe I've got 19 and I've got 4, and now I want the mod of that, and so 4 goes into 19, and there should be a remainder of 1. Let's see, 19 goes in there 4 times. Actually, there should be a remainder of 3. Turn n1 mod 2. I actually have an error here. If you have 19 mod 4, that remainder should actually be 3. I just accidentally harded code in 2 there, so it was actually doing 2. This is just a print statement right here, right? I've just printed that user input, but up here I actually had a logic error in the code. So let's go ahead and run this and make sure that it's now working correctly. So 18 and 4, and this should be, if I select mod, this should be 2. So perfect. All right, so you could add more functionality. You could add more options here on your calculator. But make sure that you understand how this works, how we have used now selection statements. And in this case, what the user selected controls which helper functions that we call in our cool calculator application. Next, we'll be learning loops, and we can expand this even further to have more functionality. So yay programming!